I have decided to do a different style video for once. This is not a grocery haul, and this is not a video that's going to appeal to everyone, but I want to go over my bookshelf. I want to go over my reading goals for 2025. I want to go over the books that I have already read, the book that I'm currently reading, and this is just going to be a video about all things book related. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around and let's get into it. So first of all, if you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to my channel. I typically do grocery hauls. I have done some cooking videos. I've done a couple vlog style videos, but when we started 2025, I wanted to look at my year kind of as a whole and see what some, I'm not going to call them New Year's resolutions per se, but what just some goals are that I wanted to hit this year, what I wanted to do, things I wanted to change. And part of that was involving YouTube. So I love doing grocery hauls. I'm not going to stop doing those. But it seems like that's kind of all I really have been doing. And it was because I didn't really know what I wanted to do next. So part of what I wanted to do next, I started kind of thinking about things that I enjoy and things that I like, and reading is a huge love of mine. It has been for my whole life, as long as I can remember. And honestly, I want to kind of do videos around that, around books and something that I really enjoy. So that's going to be what this video is. And then just to hit on it too, I am going to start trying to do a few more vlogs, a few more cooking and cleaning videos and things like that as well. But today is a day that we're going to talk about books. So if you hear any noise in the background, I'm going to go ahead and let you know now. It is a Monday, but my kids are home. It is freezing where we live. Feels like negative, I don't remember, negative something. So it's very cold, and so they didn't have school today. But I don't know, just try to ignore any noises that you hear from them. So first I want to just kind of talk about, I think what I want to do, I kind of wrote down a list of what I want to talk about. So the first thing that I wrote down is my reading goal, and everybody's reading goal is different. Some people don't even have a reading goal. Some people do. To be honest, I have never set a reading goal for myself. I just have, I don't know, I just like to read when I want to read, but I don't know, I find myself always not putting it off per se, but there's a lot of time that I could be reading, and instead I'll find something else to do to occupy my time. And it's not that I don't like reading, and that's the problem. And what I kept telling myself was, and here's how I read a book, okay? So I'll start a book and I get engulfed in it. It's like, that's all I can think about. That's all I want to do is read the book until it's done, because I want to know how it ends. And so that's why I would put it off, is because I was like, well, I know as soon as I start it, I'm not going to want to put it down. But at the same time, it's like, but what does that matter? You know, if I want to spend a day, if all, my house is clean, my kids are fed, my husband is fed, and everybody's clothes are washed, what does it matter? If I want to spend a day reading a book. So that's kind of the mindset shift I had to give myself this year. And I have loved it so much already. So today is January 20th, and I have read 4 books so far, and I'm in the middle of my 5th. And so I did write down what the books were. I do have most of them here. One of them got ruined, and I'll talk about that. But let's start off with the book that I read first in January. And this is the book I don't actually physically have anymore, and I'll post a picture here. But that was The Measure by Nikki Erlich. And I do a book club every 2 to 3 months. And that was our book club book for that month. And I have very mixed opinions on it. So if you have not read it, it is about everybody in the world receives, that's over the age of 22, receives a box on their doorstep. And in this box is a string. And this string is varying lengths, depending on the person. But but what the string shows, what they find out that the string shows, is how long your life is going to be. So a shorter string obviously is a shorter life, longer is a longer life. Some people choose to open their boxes, some people don't choose to open their boxes, and it kind of goes through their varying emotions based on their own strings, loved ones' strings, and how that kind of influences what they do in their day-to-day life. So it's a really awesome, I'm choking. It's a really awesome concept. And I did enjoy the book. I actually rated it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. My only complaint with this book, and this is a personal complaint with it, is it talks about, it goes through several different people's points of view. Okay, so you bounce from one person to another, and I think it's 8 different characters, and there are people whose stories you're just, okay, not you. There are people's stories who I just didn't like, and it's like I get why they were in the story. It wasn't that, but it was like there were people whose stories I loved, and so it was like I would find myself reading some of the stories, like just trying to get through them to get back to the characters that I really cared about. And that's just a me thing. In my book club, I think we ended up rating it like a combined score of 3.7, if I remember correctly. And it is a good book to make you think and really like look at your life, and kind of see it in a different light maybe. So I would definitely recommend reading that book if you have not already. It got ruined in my car, by the way. I took it to book club, it got left in my car, and I didn't realize it, but it had ended up on the floorboard, and we had a ton of snow here, and somebody got in the car, one of my kids probably, and with snowy shoes, and it got on the book, and so the book got ruined. But I do plan on ordering a new one just to throw it up on the bookshelf, because I have read it and I do like it, and it's a good book that I would recommend to people. So I may let, people borrow it and stuff, if they wanted to, so they could read it. The next book I read was, I have the copy here. The second book I read was The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. And I don't know if you can see, but like right here, I have several Simone St. James books. I really enjoy her as a writer, because I really like thrillers and like fantasy books. Those are the 2 genres that I really like. And The Broken Girls is kind of like a thriller novel. It's so this goes between 2 different time periods, and this is kind of like a ghost story. There is a ghost in this book. But it also is dealing with, so you've got a ghost story that you're dealing with, but also a real life bad guy, if you will, that's also that you're dealing with in this book. So it kind of hits on several different things, and I actually really liked this book. I rated it a 4. Like I said, it's just up my alley. This is a book that's up my alley. I really liked it. And if it's something that you think you would like, as far as, like I said, it's kind of following about, basically in the past, there was a girls' school that was haunted. This is in like the 1950s. And they are going through their things. And then, it's also talking about the present, which in this book was 2014. And the school has been closed for several years, but somebody is reopening it, and it's kind of digging up past skeletons, if you will. And so you're kind of, I don't know. It's a good book. So I like this book, and I would definitely read this one again. I'm sure I will read it again eventually. The next book I read, which this is out of order actually, but it doesn't matter, this is another Simone St. James, and this is The Haunting of Maddie Clare. So far, out of the books that I have finished for the month of January, this is my favorite. I rated it a 4.3. So this is again, Simone St. James, a lot of her books are kind of like ghost stories. And if you don't like, they're not like necessarily cheesy ghost stories though, but there's typically always a ghost element, at least to the books that I've read of hers. But the haunting that occurs in this book, the haunting of Maddie Clare is the one haunting everyone. That was not my favorite part of this book. My favorite part was that there was a underlying kind of like love story, and it kept me really interested, and I really enjoyed that kind of like blossom. I enjoyed that. The next book I read so far this year is These Silent Woods, and this is by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. This book, okay, I told you I like to read books like really fast, and the problem is I get really engulfed in them. This one, I think I started, we'll just say I started this on January 5th, just for you to understand. So I start this on January 5th, and I read, you know, a little bit of it. I'm kind of not getting into it because it's a really slow start, and I put it down. January 6th, I pick it up again, read a little bit more, put it down. January 7th, pick it up again, read a little bit more, put it down. You see what I mean? It was a very slow, this would be considered a slow burn for sure. The beginning was so slow. And I just was like, okay, I just need to finish it because I don't know. I don't want to not finish it. I really don't like not finishing books. So I'm like, I'm just going to finish it. And I'm glad I did because this is about 300 pages. The last 80 pages, probably, give or take, I could not put this book down. I literally it got really, really good. And so this is about a dad and his daughter who live off the grid. They have had some trouble. Well, the dad has had some trouble in his past that he is kind of hiding from. And he's raised his daughter in the wilderness, kind of off grid her whole life. And it's kind of, without giving it away, there's a local man who you're kind of not sure about, you know, and he's been around for a long time, and you know, they're kind of trying to stay hidden, but some things are starting to make it to where that may not be possible anymore for them, and some of the past may come to light for him again, and he may have to deal with it. And so, like I said, the beginning is so slow. I rated this as a whole a 3.5, and it was because of the ending. The ending is great, but the beginning is so slow. So if you can get through the beginning, give this one a try, okay? Because it is good ultimately. And then the book that I am currently reading that I am not done with, but I'm close, is A Court of Mist and Fury. So I started A Court of Thorns and Roses, that series, and I am now on to book 2. I'm almost done with it. And so as you can see right here, I have the next 3, and these are probably going to be the next few that I'm reading. Unfortunately, I know a lot that's going on because I'm a part of several different groups about, you know, A Court of Thorns and Roses, just world, if you will. And so, but it doesn't matter. This one, I really liked A Court of Thorns and Roses. The second one, A Court of Mist and Fury, has been better to me than the first one. And I've really enjoyed this one so far. Like I said, I'm almost done with it. I would say I've maybe got, hold on. I'll tell you how many pages, give or take. So I've probably got about, 150-ish pages left, and I'll probably finish this one today. And then, like I said, the next ones on my list are going to be A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames. So that's what I'm going to be reading soon. My Amazon wish list is something that I might just post in a different video. I haven't decided yet because there are several books that I have on my wish list, but obviously, as you know, I have several here that I, you know, like I said, I've got 3 right here that I'm going to be reading. And I did just, I mean, I didn't just pre-order, but I pre-ordered a book that it's going to be released tomorrow. It's Onyx Storm, in case any of you are part of that whole world, the Fourth Wing. And so that should be coming here. I think it's supposed to be delivered to me on Thursday, if I remember correctly. So that's exciting. But this bookshelf back here is new. So I have had most of the books that you see here. You can't see the top shelf. On the very top shelf, I have The Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I'll kind of give you a quick like scan of it when I'm done with the video. But I got this bookshelf from IKEA and I love it. It's exactly kind of what I was looking for. All of these books have been in my closet. There was a couple that were kind of like displayed. You can't see over here, but we have like a TV stand and there were a few in there that were displayed, but I have wanted to display my books for a really long time. And it was just something that I just kept pushing off, you know, because it was like, well, why, you know, I don't need to, we don't have the space, we don't whatever. And I really started thinking about, you know what, in 2025, I have this reading goal, which I don't even think I told you my number. My reading goal this year is 52 books. So it's 1 book a week. And like I said, I'm already on book 5 and it's January 20th. So far I'm doing good with that reading goal. But I thought, you know what, I have this higher reading goal and I have wanted to display my books for a long time. And I really want to get back. I mean, like I said, I love reading. I always have, but I just want them out and I want to see them and I want to enjoy them because I like them, you know? And so my husband was like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. So we kind of rearranged some things and we found a spot for it and I think it's perfect. And I just love it. So now my books are all displayed. And from here, what I think I want to do is, so again, I think I'll do a video of my Amazon wish list for my books, just so this one doesn't end up any longer than it needs to be. And then I think I will at least do a monthly review of all the books that I've read, just so that, you know, you can get little book reviews if you want them, and things like that. I will incorporate some of that stuff in. And then aside from reading, which I think I talked about at the beginning, but this year is a year where I want to do more vlog style videos, more cooking, more cleaning, more just a day in my life, because I know there are people that are interested in that too. And then I'm going to continue my grocery hauls. So look forward to those if that's things that you're interested in. And yeah, if you are interested in more book content, comment and let me know, because like I said, I could talk about books all day long. I could talk about books I've read in the past, talk about some of my favorites. You tell me what you want to see and I'll do it. So let's end the video here before, like I said, it ends up any longer, and just look forward to more book content. Look forward to more content in general this year, and I will see you then. Bye everyone. Ooh, before I forgot, I want to show you from top to bottom what we're looking at. So most of the decor you'll see, like this little plant, this picture, those were from Amazon. Like I said, I do have the Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and I have Onyx Storm coming here soon. I do have the Divine Rivals set over here. I am so interested in this book. I have not read it yet. The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. That is going to be read, I don't know. I'm going to read that soon because I'm very interested in that book. And then this little cat sleeping in the book, that's from Amazon too. My son built this Lego set for me. I just found a random candle that I had at the house to put in that spot because it felt empty. I enjoy Kristen Hanna, and so those are the 2 books I own of hers, but some of her books are on my Amazon wish list. I have a candle here. I have the Butcher and Blackbird series there. Here I have Court of Thorns and Roses, all of those books. This is a wand my husband made me because I really love Harry Potter. I don't currently have the Harry Potter book set. I used to have it and I do not have it anymore. So that is something I plan to get back up here. And then down here, I have the Housemaid set. This book, Wayward, I think that it's just a beautiful cover. I mean, the book is good, but the cover is beautiful. And so I put these two little blackbirds with it. And those were also from Amazon. This is my Simone St. James pile. The other two are still over here from where I just talked about them. Next one down is all my paperbacks that I have. I have several of them. I'm not going to go through all of them, but this book right here in the middle, the Jodi Picoult, Handle with Care, that is our next book club book. And so I have not read that yet, but I do plan to read that closer to the time of our book club. And then on the bottom here are all my hardcovers. So you can probably see a lot of these are from the Book of the Month Club. I did that for a long time. I actually don't have not even probably half of them anymore. I got rid of several of them several years ago, and I kept the ones I liked kind of the most. And then my daughter has a few of them too, but I have read all of these. I have not read The God of the Woods yet, though. That is going to be one of the books I'm reading here soon as well. So that is my bookshelf currently. Obviously, you can tell I have plenty of room still to add books. And then I could also put a second bookshelf here if I needed to. So that's where it sits. And like I said, I love it. I just love it so much. So there you go. That's kind of a full view of it. Don't mind this room over here. It's kind of a mess. Like I said, we've had snow and it's just been bad. So anyway, but yeah, that's my bookshelf and I love it. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye everyone.